Hari Om, Chapter 2, verses 62 and 63, Sankhya Yoga. In the last verse, Lord Krishna said, Hey Arjuna, having controlled the sense organs, the one who sits in contemplation and meditates on me, his knowledge is said to be steady. We are in Kali Yuga. We all of us know that. In Kali Yuga, whatever the scriptures say, or the teachers say, or parents say, or even Lord Krishna says, the first thing is why I should not do it. Lord Krishna advised all of us to have control over sense organs. The immediate question will be why? Why should I control my sense organs? Then how can I control my sense organs? It is all by instinct. What will happen if I do not control my sense organs? This may be the questions. So I repeat the questions again. One is, why should I control my sense organs? Two, how can I control? And three, what will happen if I do not control? All of these questions gets answered in the following two verses. Verses 62 and 63. Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha sangateshu bhajayate sangat sanjayate kamaha kamat krodho bijayate krodhat bhavati sammogaha sammogat smriti vibhramaha smriti bhramshat buddhinashaka buddhinashat pranashyati. Wonderful verses, wonderful verses. Dhyayato vishayan pumsaga. A person, any person, continuously thinking about sense objects. Sangateshu ubhajayate. He develops an attachment towards those objects. Sangha, attachment. Sangat sanjayate kamaga. That sangha, that attachment leads to kama, that is desire. Kamat krodho abhijayate. That kama then leads to anger, krodha. Kama leads to krodha, anger. Krodhat bhavati sammogaga. That krodha, that is because of anger, delusion comes. Sammoga. Sammogat smriti vibhramaga. Sammoga, from delusion, memory loss happens. Smriti bhramshat buddhinashaka. From that memory loss, discriminative mind is lost. Buddhinashat pranashyati. Once that buddhi is lost, the person gets completely destroyed. Lord Krishna says in this verse, Hey Arjuna, when a person thinks about the objects, sense objects, continuously, he develops a sense of attachment towards that object. That attachment becomes a burning desire. From that desire, anger is born. Anger leads to delusion. Delusion leads to memory loss. Memory loss leads to loss of discriminative intellect. Man minus discriminative intellect is a completely destroyed. That person is completely destroyed. This is what Krishna says. All of us know sense objects attract, and they are like magnets. We see something, we smell something, hear something, eat something, or touch something. We get some sort of a pleasure. Wow, that kind of a feeling. Then our mind starts thinking on that pleasure and starts living in that dream pleasure. Mind starts longing for actual enjoyment of that pleasure. It starts constantly and continuously thinking about that object. A very strong attachment for that object or thing gets developed in the mind. Somehow I want that object or thing. I come what may, I want to have it. Becomes the attitude of that person. The mind says, I can't live without it. When a very strong attachment comes, that person decides to acquire, possess, and preserve that object of pleasure to the exclusion of others, whether the method is legal or illegal. It may be an object, thing, or being, whatever it is. A burning desire or longing is born from that attachment. Nowadays, you see anything on the internet. Suppose you want to buy a shoe. You open a site which sells shoes. Then for some reason you decide not to buy that shoe and close that site. Later on, whenever you open the internet for anything else, say for example, for booking a train ticket, you will find varieties of shoes shown on your screen. Why? They want to create a mental connection or desire in you by showing the shoes. The sellers makes the shoes dance in your mind. They want to create an inside longing in you so that you develop an attachment and a burning desire to acquire that shoe. Every man has millions of desires, one after the other. But unfortunately, only a few desires can be fulfilled and not all. This is a universal rule for everybody. Only few desires can be fulfilled. If desires are fulfilled, then it is not stopping there. We always look for more desires. That is more and more of that same desire to get the pleasure. But what happens when desires are not fulfilled? Anger is born. Why only a few desires are fulfilled and many remain unfulfilled? That may be another question. According to Swami Chinmayananda, the desirers, that is, those who want the objects, are more, and the desired objects are always less. There is a demand-supply gap. Take for example, government job or IIT or NEET exams. Millions write the exam, only a few hundred pass. So the desirers of the objects are more and the desiring objects are less. That is why all the desires cannot be fulfilled. Take the above example of shoes. A boy wanted to buy a shoe of a particular brand, which is costing rupees 5,000. His father says no, because he has no money or for some other reason. Now the same desire turns into anger against the father who says no. We have already seen anger comes on the obstacle between the person desiring the object and the desired object. The intensity of the anger is directly proportional to the intensity of desires on the object or thing. Once anger is born, it takes control over you. The person's mind gets confused with regard to what is right and what is wrong. All that was right till then seems to be now wrong, and all that was wrong seems to be right. He imagines things which are not there. That is called delusion. The boy looks at his dad as a ghost or a devil because he said no, he is the obstacle now. Till now, the father was a real gentleman or a wonderful father. Now he becomes a devil in the eyes of that boy. Because of the confusion, the memory is lost. What is memory? Memory is nothing but a hard disk containing all the experiences and teachings of life. In a particular situation, how to react is stored up in the memory. The brain has stored what is right and what is wrong in a particular situation. This is not an easy job. It has been done by study of scriptures, reading good books, conduct of elders, noble persons, inner corrections, even mistakes you have done, and all the experiences of life get stored in your mind. So it is the hard disk. But because of the confusion, the hard disk gets corrupt. Hence, that memory is not available for you to take a correct decision in a particular situation. Naturally, when the hard disk is corrupt, the computer becomes completely useless. When memory is lost, then automatically buddhi, that is discriminative intellect, which was hitherto guiding us, gets completely destroyed. When buddhi is lost, no one knows what he does at that moment. He may be a greatest scientist or a CEO of a global company. Take the example of the shoes. The dad refused costly shoes to his son. The son, till the previous minute, was highly respectful towards his dad. Now he starts shouting at him, bangs the door, throws the vessel. What happened to him? He is destroyed. The man in him has gone and the animal has taken over him. The highest that may happen is that the boy may even commit suicide or even kill his dad. Once done, when he comes to normal position, he will repent throughout his life. It may look I am exaggerating, but just turn the newspaper to see this happens every day, invariably every day. This is true for everyone, irrespective of age, money, maturity, culture or religion. Swami Chinmayananda says, man without intellect is worse than an animal. The example I can think of is a terrorist. So until anger comes, the person will be under control. Once anger is born, then there is no control. Hence Lord Krishna advises us to be very careful, very, very careful at the beginning itself and avoid bad thoughts. He says, nip in the bud, control your thoughts. We all know the saying, when money is lost, nothing is lost. When health is lost, something is lost. When character is lost, everything is lost. The boy lost his character, hence he lost everything. This applies to all, and no one is an exception. If we can put a flow chart for this sloka is that first, wrong thinking. That is the beginning. That wrong thinking leads to attachment. The attachment leads to burning desire. The burning desire leads to anger. Whoever is the obstacle, you get anger against that person. Then because of the anger, it leads to delusion or confusion. That delusion or confusion leads to loss of memory. That is, which is right, which is wrong, you don't know. That because of the loss of memory, your buddhi is lost. Discriminative intellect is unable to take a decision in that situation. Then, if buddhi is lost, man gets completely destroyed. This is the flow chart which is given by Lord Krishna. Hence, Lord Krishna says, be careful at the beginning itself. Be careful on your thoughts. This is what Lord Krishna says. Verse 62 and 63 again. Dhyayato vishayam pumsaga sangateshu bhajayate sangat sanjayate kamaga kamat krodho bijayate krodhat bhavati sammogaga sammogat smriti vibramaga smriti bhramshat buddhinashaga buddhinashat pranashyati. Next verse we will see tomorrow. Arihom. Sarvam Krishnarpanamastu. Narayan Narayan Narayana 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 Narayana